Hi there, this is Bert Wilson with Dynamic FOAMY, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to do the vinyl transfers that come with our kit. We include a peel and stick vinyl decal set with each of our models, and there's some techniques and different things that is important to know when you work with vinyl. So I will get to that, and I hope it's informative for you. Okay, we will jump right in on this. One thing you want to do when working with the vinyl is some of the patterns can be very tedious to work with. So you might want to just sit down and at the table, and they call it weeding when you pull out all the material that's not going to be transferred. So we're going to weed this decal sheet, and it's just easier to do sitting down at a table. It's more comfortable for you. But you want to use a brand new X-Acto blade. Typically that's easier to work with, and we're going to go through and pick out the sections that aren't going to be transferred. So this is our MiG-15 decal set. I don't know if you can see the cuts in the vinyl, but we're going to go through and start cleaning this up. So I'm going to start with a number here. That's the 0. And you want to take your time when you work with the vinyl, because if you try pulling it up too fast, sometimes you can pull the letters and numbers up, which it's going to make it a little bit more challenging to put them on the model. So as you can see, if you go along and take your time, it actually goes pretty quick. So we've got the 0-1 now, you can see, that's exposed. And we'll go through and do the cockpit detail section next. When you're working with the vinyl, sometimes the vinyl cutter will leave little sections of uncut vinyl in the corners, so you want to go through and cut those before you pull the vinyl, before you pull the sections up that you're not going to transfer. If you don't cut those, when you go to peel the vinyl up, sometimes it'll take the section with it, as you can see there. So if that happens, we just lay it down, and we will cut that little vinyl section there. When you go to peel it back up, sometimes if it sticks to itself, you can use the X-Acto knife and hold it down. So once it's started, you can use your finger to hold those vinyl pieces in place. The vinyl always looks nice on a model because when it's flying, it is reflective and adds a little bit more character to the theme of your model. So just go through and finish out these cockpit sections here. There we've got the number and the cockpit sections. So we'll go in and do the stars. Now I'm going to peel the remainder of the vinyl off of the sheet. Seems like a lot of weight, but that's just the way this works. So now we've got our full decal sheet here, as you can see. So the next step, I've got a piece of Depron foam here for demonstration purposes, and I'm going to show you how to do the actual vinyl transfer. So when you're doing a vinyl transfer, the best thing to do is take a pair of scissors, and if you're putting the cockpit details on, we'll go ahead and cut that out of the sheet. Okay, we've got our cockpit section, and when you work with vinyl, you use they call it transfer tape, but it's really any kind of tape, and it's going to lift the vinyl off of the backing, paper backing. And my preference is this is an actual transfer tape. It's bought from a sign company, and it's clear, and the clear tape is nice to work with because when you're positioning it on the model, you can see through it and get the alignment of the decal just perfect. Any kind of masking tape, if it's low tack, I know 3M makes a blue painter's tape that's low tack. It's nice to work with. So this is a low tack masking tape here. Again, this will work just fine. Just make sure that whenever you're doing a vinyl transfer that you test it on the model before you put the decals on. And when I mean testing, you want to take a small portion of the tape, and if your model's been painted, you want in a inconspicuous area, you want to take and put the tape on the model and then lift it up just to test it if it's going to lift the paint off the model. Most of the time, a lot of your low tack masking tapes will not pull the paint off the foam, but you just want to test that before you get started because you don't want to ruin your paint job. One little secret: if you've got a tape that's a little bit too aggressive, you can take the what I'll do is, in this case, we've got our cockpit detail, so I'm going to take a piece of transfer tape that's almost the same size as the decal. I'm going to cut that. If you've got a tape that's just a little too aggressive based off your test, one thing you can do, and this is kind of armchair rocket science, is you can take the tape and put it on your skin and lift it up. And what that does is it transfers a little bit of the oils onto the tape and makes it less tacky. I know it's kind of wish-washy, but it does work. So once we've got our decal cut, we're going to take and lay that down. You press it on the vinyl. Okay, our transfer tape is on the vinyl now, and we're going to lift the tape. And what that does is it's going to peel the vinyl right off of the paper backing. Now the nice thing about this is the orientation of the vinyl is perfect at this point. If you tried lifting these sections individually and putting them on the model by hand, they would end up crooked and whatnot. And this is more critical when it comes to wording and lettering. When you lift it with the transfer tape, the position is exact. So then you would take your model. This is a representation of the model, and you can put the vinyl down on the model. So if that was your cockpit area, and then at this point all you do is lift the tape. You go very slowly. If the vinyl starts to lift off, you can kind of go back and rework it, and you can kind of crush the transfer tape down a little bit and roll it, and that will keep the vinyl on the foam. So you just finish the lift here. We're going to finish lifting the transfer tape off. Okay, so now we've got our vinyl transferred to the foam. And you don't want to rub it, because when you rub the vinyl, there's a chance that you could lift it and pull it off. So at this point you would just take, if this was your airplane, and press the vinyl straight down onto the foam.